In the last month alone, my main YouTube channel has got over 4 million views and made how much money? You see, getting paid by YouTube just to make videos of things that you love is pretty freaking amazing. But how much do you actually make, and can you make them pay you more? The short answer is yes, you can. So in this video, let's take a look at what you can reasonably expect to make per 1,000 views on your YouTube channel and how you can trick them to paying you even more. Let's start by understanding how we make money on YouTube in the first place. Okay, so you know those ads that play at the beginning, middle, and end of videos that almost made you sign up for YouTube Premium just so you can never see them again because they're so annoying? Well, those are from companies that are paying YouTube so that they can run the ads on the platform to show to the viewers. And you, as a creator, will get a portion of that money that YouTube makes from these companies. Think of it as profit sharing for the views that you're able to get. What the advertiser pays YouTube is called the CPM, and your portion as a creator is called the RPM, which is how much you get paid per 1,000 views. But wait, the bad news is that YouTube doesn't treat every creator equally. They only pay some of their creators. To get paid by YouTube, you first have to qualify for what's known as their YouTube Partner Program. And to become a part of this special club, your channel needs to have done 3 things. Number 1, it needs to have at least 500 subscribers. Number 2, it must have uploaded at least 3 videos in the last 90 days. And number 3, it must have achieved at least 3,000 watch hours within the last year or gotten 3 million short form video views. If you've done all of these things, YouTube will now pay you a cut of the money that they make. Nice, but how much? Well, it mainly depends on a combination of 3 things. First, it depends on your channel's niche. That basically means what type of content that your channel makes. And the amount that you get paid per 1,000 views, RPM, varies a lot depending on your niche. Here's a list of various niches and what's typical of RPMs in that specific niche. For example, a gaming channel's RPM is around $2 to $3, whereas the RPM for a business channel can go as high as $30 per 1,000 views. My personal channel falls into more of the entertainment niche, so you can see that my last month's RPM is on the lower end at $4.51. Overall, you can see that channels in more broad niches like entertainment, gaming, reactions, and challenges make a lot less than the second category of more specific niches like real estate, finance, and investing. And of course, this is all on a spectrum. It's not like they just fall into 1 or 2 categories. But generally, the more broad-based the niches, the lower the RPM. Whereas the more specific the niche, the higher the RPM. This correlation actually applies to how much you get paid for YouTube sponsorships as well, but in this video, we're going to be talking about the money YouTube pays you directly, so that's a video for another day. So why the difference though? Good question. This is because YouTube matches advertisers with the right videos from the right content creators to best sell that advertiser's product or service. For example, if I'm a business growth consultant, I need YouTube to put my ads on those videos that are from a business growth channel, on a business growth video, to a viewer that's a business owner. And there's not too many of those right videos with those right people, so I have to pay more for that specific ad slot. Not to mention that because what I'm selling likely costs more, I can afford to pay more for my marketing. On the flip side, if I'm a company that sells something to the general consumer, the general public, I have more video options to put my ads on since there are more general focused videos on YouTube. And also, there are just more potential customers to target, so I don't have to get that specific viewer, so I don't have to pay as much to advertise on YouTube. Now that you know more about why these RPMs are just so different, I know what you're thinking. It makes sense as creators to target these higher RPM niches to make more money, right? Well, that's actually the trap. People always think that the answer to make more money on YouTube is just to make more content in higher paying niches. Switch their content over to get some of those juicy high RPMs. But do you know who the highest paid YouTuber in the world is? I'll let you guess, it's not too hard. Mr. Beast, entertainment. And so is the guy in 2nd place, and 3rd place, and 4th place, and 5th place. You see my point? What these entertainment channels lack in RPM, they make up for with sheer volume of views. If the average Mr. Beast video gets 50 times the average views of the highest viewed tech channel, likely Marquise Brownlee, quick math, Mr. Beast will still make about 10 times the amount of money from views alone. Now that's not to say that all YouTubers in the more specific niches like tech, finance, and real estate should just stop and go bury themselves in a coffin for 50 hours, but there are 2 main takeaways from this for my fellow YouTubers to help you make more money on YouTube. Number 1, for YouTubers in a more hyper-specific niche, implementing some of the elements of what makes those entertainment videos go so viral is going to be a beneficial thing for you. You can still stay in your niche and learn how to get more views within that niche. Number 2, For YouTubers in lower RPM niches, stop worrying about swapping niches to get higher RPM and just focus on making more videos, better videos, and know that what you lack in length, you can make up for in girth. Wait, that's the wrong motivation quote. What you lack in RPM, you can make up for in views. But niche is not the only thing that affects how much you get paid on YouTube. There's actually another really big factor that affects it, and that's the demographic of your viewer. The truth is, not every viewer is worth the same, which means not every 1,000 views you get will pay you the same amount of money. It depends on which country those viewers are watching you from. The reason why there's this variation is because, like we mentioned before, YouTube is a business. And when an advertiser runs their ad on YouTube, they want that ad to do well, duh. But to perform, that ad needs to show to viewers in higher disposable income, consumerism-based countries because the viewer actually needs to have the means to buy their products or services. Whereas if the ad ends up reaching a poorer population in a third world country, the chances of people even having the money in the first place to afford that business's service or product is just much lower. This is just pure business logic. So if you're a business, it only makes sense for you to pay more for creators with more audience in those higher income countries and pay less for creators with more audience in those lower income countries. Which is why as creators, you want more people from those high income countries watching you. So if you look at this chart, you see that the countries like USA, Canada, Australia, and the European countries generally pay the highest in terms of RPM. And the difference is actually quite massive. It makes sense because people in these countries can pay more for whatever advertisers are selling on their YouTube ads. So as creators, how do we use this information to make more money on YouTube? The answer is quite simply America. I'm not even American, I'm Canadian, but the truth is that the USA is the way to go. Make your content accessible to Americans. The US is one of the highest RPM countries, has the highest population amongst the high RPM countries, and is perhaps the most consumerist of the high RPM countries. Americans are just used to spending money online. Not to mention that when you start getting sponsors, most of them will want a high US audience, like 40% or more. So that's an extra check in your favor. So the answer, whether you like it or not, is to make content that people in the USA would like to watch. But Edward, how do you do that? Number one, cater your videos through strategic selection of your topics and ideas. With that, you can actually slowly start to shift your demographics to have more American viewers. For example, on my channel, I can make a video about Indian barbecue, or I can make a video about Texas barbecue. Which one do you think would get me more American viewers? Mujhe kidhai India. I'm going with Texas. This is a strategy that I've been using for my channel, and a lot of other big YouTubers do this as well. Number two, unless your niche specifically requires you to speak only another language, if that's the case, continue making content in the language, it's fine. Try making your content in English if you're not already. The English world is where most of the opportunity on YouTube is because of the many reasons that I just told you about. And if you're watching this video, it's clear that you at least speak and understand a good amount of English, so consider making your videos in English so that your content will be pushed in the US. By doing these two things, I actually took my RPM on my channel from $3.70 a year ago to now $4.51, which is honestly a significant increase, and it's greatly increased the amount I make per month on views. Nothing has changed except targeting my content to more Americans. And that's step two on how to make YouTube pay you more. But that's not even the biggest one. The final, and actually the easiest way to get YouTube to pay you more, is just getting YouTube to put more ads in your videos. Look, your RPM is controlled by a combination of who's advertising on your videos, which is your niche, who's watching your advertisements, which is your viewer, and how many times those advertisements are run on your video, how many times they're shown, which is the frequency. Most of the time, ads play on YouTube videos at the beginning, at the end, and if you've watched YouTube for long enough, you'll know the most annoying ads are the ones that play in the middle of the videos. What up, y'all? It's Top E here. Just picked up my brand new Lamborghini. I'm gonna teach you guys secrets to how to make money. The answer is food. That was just to prove my point. But that's where the money is for the creators. Most people don't even know this, but the creator actually has control over if ads are played in the middle of their videos or not. They can even select exactly where they want those ads to play and how many. Most people just think it's YouTube's automatic system being annoying, but the creator was the one who put those ads there in the first place. I hope that doesn't ruin your image of your favorite creator, but I had to tell you the truth. So with that in mind, being a money-hungry creator yourself to pay for all those $15 Shake Shack burgers, you can use that to up your RPM and make more money on YouTube. The only condition is that your video needs to be over 8 minutes long, and of course you need to be monetized in YouTube's partner program. To do this, just go into your video's analytics, hit this monetization button right here, press add mid-roll or press review placement if YouTube has already done it for you, and here you can select the spot where you want your mid-roll ads to go. Hit save and listen to the cash hit your bank account. One warning is don't go too crazy with this unless you're certain that your video is solid. As in, it's a really good video that can retain the viewer. Because the more ads you have in the middle, the higher the chance someone will drop out of your video midway. If your video is really, really good, go ahead, go crazy. So with that in mind, the answer to how much money you can reasonably expect to make on YouTube with 1,000 views is, it depends. For real, it depends on those factors that I just told you about. Your niche, your audience, how many ads you want to put in, and how well you use these tips that I just taught you in this video, because these pointers will make YouTube pay you more as a creator. For example, for me, using all that I taught you in this video, I took my channel from making an average of $3.71 per 1,000 views last year to now making $4.51 per 1,000 views this month, totaling, drumroll please, almost $20,000 in the last 28 days. Yeah, the views add up much faster than you think. Keep in mind, this is not including all the other ways that YouTube creators can make money, such as with sponsorships, physical products like merch, and digital products like my community and training, where I help business owners build their personal brand on YouTube. So good luck and go get paid.